Featherweight time once again. The Indiana firefighter with the lightning fast hands, Chris Lights Out Lytle, against the Hawaiian making his UFC debut. They call him the Machine Gun. His name is Ron Jhun. Ronald Machine Gun Jhun hails from Honolulu, Hawaii. A crafty veteran with nearly 40 mixed martial arts fights under his belt, Jhun is known as a fearless warrior who will battle anyone, anywhere. Tonight, his career-long goal gets realized as he makes his UFC debut.
Chris Lytle, he's a type of fighter that comes forward, so I think with his style, with mine, it should make a real good fight. Could be a show stealer, you know.
Chris Lights Out Lytle is also a well-rounded veteran with 42 mixed martial arts fights on his record. Lytle can strike as well as he can grapple, and he looked impressive choking out Tiki at 155 of the second round at UFC 47. Styles make fights, and this one should be action-packed.
We both, fight pretty similarly. I think it should be for a better fight than just for style-wise, the way we both come right after each other. I don't see there be a lot of backing up from either fighter. There should be a high volume of punches thrown and right at each other the whole time.
Coming up, Ron Jhun versus Chris Lights Out Lytle. Tail of the Tape, brought to you by Nature's Purest Nutritional Supplements, high-performance supplements for high-performance individuals. 33-year-old Ron Jhun steps into the octagon for the first time against the 30-year-old Indianapolis, Indiana native, Chris Lights Out Lytle. Herb Dean, our referee. Welterweight matchup set here tonight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Are you ready to fight? Let's do it.
Here we go.
They do share a common opponent in Tiki. Tiki won a decision over Ronald Jhun, and as you saw in the highlight film, Chris Lytle choked out Tiki. It doesn't necessarily mean that either one of them has an advantage, though. Nice right hand by Chris Lytle.
Lytle, as we've talked about in his previous performances, has also embarked on somewhat of a professional boxing career, and he
Nice
connects
right hand.
quickly with a right on Jhun.
Ronald Jhun threw a right leg kick, and he left his left hand down. Chris Lytle came over the top of the beautiful right hand, and Jhun was momentarily stunned.
I guess that was certainly on cue if you're Chris Lights Out Lytle, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know what, though? Jhun is an experienced fighter. He's been rocked before, and he's showing really good composure here. Look how he's already going for an armbar. Oh, look, he might have it. Beautiful transition there, and a very nice escape by Chris Lytle.
Lytle, boxing and jiu-jitsu his base. Jhun considers himself a freestyle fighter.
This is
Lytle
another
half
chest
guard
match.
now.
Another chest match on the ground here. Nice guard pass by Chris Lytle. Very nice. Good side control. He's tying up Ronald Jhun's arm. Looks like he's going for a Kimura.
Lytle with side control here early in round one.
Now you can land some nice elbows and punches from here. We saw this position, very similar position, how Carlos Newton got stopped by Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes controlled him the same exact way, locking up one of his arms with his legs and the other arm with his other hand, and it's just got a free shot on his face. Ronald Jhun doing a good job of getting out of that position and actually getting to half guard. Less options here for Chris Lytle.
Early on, Lytle was really seen as more of a submission guy, and then because he's thrown his fists in the last few fights, especially against Robbie Lawler, we've talked about his boxing more, but submission is definitely within his arsenal.
Absolutely, he's got a very solid ground game. Ronald Jhun does as well, though. And it looks like he's having a really hard time passing Ronald Jhun's guard here. He's trying to get, looks like he's trying to get some sort of a guillotine here, but he's not gonna have it deep enough.
And don't lessen the significance of this being Lytle's fourth time in the octagon and this being the debut for Ronald Jhun. There is a bit of nerves that come with the first time you step into the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw that a little bit from Chris Lytle in his first bout.
Absolutely.
You can see he looks a little more composed now entering the ring, and that's all judgment. Whether or not your right is anybody's guess, but he looks very calm now, very calm and very confident.
Keeping busy on the ground as Herb Dean takes a great look at it.
It's one of the biggest things about becoming a great fighter is the ability to deal with the pressure. There's a lot of guys that are phenomenal in the gym. I mean, they spar in the gym, they look like world beaters, and then under the lights, they just fade. It's just too much pressure. They can't perform up to their potential. The more comfortable you get in the ring, the more confident you get in the ring. Lytle Jhun has got Chris Lytle in his guard now. Chris is throwing punches to stay busy, but not too much damage to speak of at this point.
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The depth of the welterweight division is starting to be quite significant here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Parisian and Diaz, St. Pierre and Hughes, Jhun and Lytle.
The reason why Jhun is getting hit with punches is that he's not controlling Chris Lytle's body. When he's got him in the guard, he's not controlling his head, he's not controlling his body. He's not doing anything to stop Chris Lytle from raising up and throwing down punches and elbows. I mean, right now he's not getting hit with anything big, but he could get caught. Looks like referee Herb Dean, good call by referee Herb Dean. He's going to stand him back up.
So there was not enough action, not enough pace on the ground, so they stand the fighters up. But Lytle's comfortable on his feet, as we've well documented.
They both exchanged some excellent kicks. Lytle Jhun landed a really nice leg kick and a good front kick by Chris Lytle. Oh, nice. Nice shots in there.
Good combinations.
Good takedown. Oh, and a nice sweep. Beautiful.
18 seconds remains in the round.
Again, Chris Lytle's going for the guillotine, but it just doesn't look like he's got it in deep enough.
First round certainly controlled by the Indiana native, Chris Lights Out Lytle, 30 years old. And Jhun will go to his corner and attempt to regroup.
Very interesting first round.
You ready? You ready? Do it.
Nice right hand by Chris Lytle. Chris Lytle seems to be looking for the kicks and looking to counter with his punches. Very crisp boxing by Chris Lytle.
Just
nice.
missed with the overhand right.
Nice butt kick.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Where do you want him to stop?
The knees.
Nice. Chris Lytle looks very solid on his feet here. He looks like he's getting very comfortable.
Jhun seems to have a bit more fire here in the early parts of round 2.
Oh.
Right back up to his feet and missing with the right.
Yeah, that was a very good takedown by Chris Lytle. Lytle Jhun sprung right back to his feet.
Jhun was very introspective in the interviews this week, saying he's always been a fighter in life and he feels like he represents the people who have overcome adversity and troubles. And I guess he had that growing up in Hawaii. So he's got a real fire inside and he's got a real opportunity here to try to make a name. It looks like he's in trouble.
Nice guillotine by Chris Lytle. Lytle Jhun might be in trouble here.
Lytle trying to lock it in.
Lytle Jhun,
there it is. There's a tap.
Beautiful.
It's all over. Guillotine.
Very nice.
Chris Lights Out Lytle wins again. Nice call, partner.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 17 seconds of the second round due to a tap out from a guillotine choke. For the winner, Chris Lights Out